So guys, we just did a video a week or so ago about the 5 most important tools, and a lot of you guys mentioned that we forgot that a wonderful and willing spouse is one of them important tools. So you're right, we're wrong. There's 6 important things, not 5. Also, it's important to have an encouraging and supportive spouse in the sense of pushing you outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
Because Scaredy Cat Jason has been pushing off doing our solar upgrades for a month.
2 months now.
Yeah, we've been doing other stuff as well, but
he has found every reason in the book to not do it. So now I'm putting my foot down.
She's making me rip the solar apart. And this new stuff has technology and communication, and so hopefully...
I'm confident in his ability to do so. It's going to be like probably a 2 or 3 part video, guys.
Yep, new batteries, new inverter, all-in-one system, and then eventually we'll do some more solar panels. So
it's exciting, though. It's going to be good for winter time.
So I'm going to head outside. Jen's going to catch up with me in just a minute, and we will show you me gutting our solar shed, which is...
He might cry a little, guys.
Really scary.
I'm going to bring some tissues out for him.
And my tiny violin?
Yep.
Okay. Alright guys, first step to this whole process is we don't want to not have power for a day or 2 or more if the solar project does not go well. I've watched people hook up these all-in-ones, primarily Will Pross. You know, he's tests out all these different all-in-one systems, makes it look super easy. So everything here is still on. Both solar arrays are still charging our battery bank. Everything in here is gutted, except for this transfer switch. So this transfer switch runs off this 130 amp breaker. We have it down to line power, which is our inverter. This is the red wire going in here. So this is live wire right here going into our transfer switch and then out of our transfer switch into the cabin, and this black wire. So when we switch this line up to generator, can't see it because it's dark. There it is. So line is our solar shed, gen is our solar generator, our power station. So when we switch this up, it's going to switch power to that, and then this line is not going to be used. So I have a lot of work here to do. We're going to turn the power off to the solar shed. So we're going to gut everything, and then we're going to insulate and build the inside of this so it's rodent proof and weatherproof to the extent that it'll hold temperature way better. Because we're using lithium iron phosphate now, but they are self-heated. But I don't want that self-heating feature to work any more than it has to. So we're going to insulate this well. We're starting all over. So hang out with me, guys. Let's get this rolling. So power off to the cabin. It's the first time we've turned that inverter off in 6 months. So we have no power to the cabin. All our stuff here is still live, all our charging stuff and our batteries. But the inverter is off, taking power to the cabin. So we're going to switch over to our generator or our power station. All right. Now we got to go turn the power station on. Power station on. AC on now. There we go. AC's on. Let's see what the cabin is drawing. There we go. 119 watts, and that was the surge of the refrigerator, I'm sure. And now the refrigerator is probably running on 50 to 70 watts right there. This is what I'm telling you guys. Cabins, you know, refrigerators and all that stuff doesn't draw as much power as you think. I mean, granted, the refrigerator's cold already, but we're drawing 60 watts. So we could run for 16 hours on that with no solar input, but we're going to hook solar up to this right now. All right, guys, so I found this cord. If you're doing anything with solar, this is a good cord to have. I don't remember where I got this, which power station provided it, but it has the MC4 connections on it, and it converts it over to all 3 wires. So this is a very universal wire. So I'm going to plug my MC4 connectors into my solar array, and then we'll plug it into the power station so we don't go dead today. So guys, we're cutting these pine trees down. I don't know if I'm doing it now or later. Not now, but I don't know if I'm doing it soon or later, but they're getting sap all over my panels. They haven't done that in the years prior, so this tree is just getting really sappy. Finally gonna give in. I've been very sad and don't really want to get rid of these pines because they're in a lot of our pictures and they provide me with a nice environment here close to the cabin, but they're a mess. So anyway, I could access all of my I could access all my MC4 connections for this whole solar array right here. I haven't touched these really much in the last 3 years. I believe this is my negative. Are you right there? Yeah. Are you doing anything? Nope. Can you come here and hold? Can you come here and hold this for a minute? Hold on a second, guys. Which cord is that? The one that goes up to that?
Yeah.
That's the top one? Okay. Disconnected. Going to the charge controller. So here we go. Should heat this up over here so it doesn't, so that panel can lay back flat. There's that. This is my positive. Alright guys, so positive is red, black is negative, which is good. Alright, so these are just 20-foot extensions that I was using in the pole barn. They're going to feed this over. There we go.
And they just plug into the machine?
Yep, now this XT60, the yellow one, will plug into our solar power station. Solar generator. Fingers crossed, guys. It's within the tolerances, 100%, but I've had them say that before and not be 100%. Does that yellow plug say what the tolerances are? It says 12 volt. It says 13 amp.
Mm-hmm.
So this is only 11 amps, so this should be fine. So plug that into the... There we go. Look at that. That's solar input. So we have 36 watts going to the cabin. So, as I was telling them earlier, the good indicator of a good power station is having good tolerances with your solar input. Just because it'll take 1,000 watts doesn't mean it'll take a wide range of voltage. That's why these smaller panels are actually a better setup. I mean, I didn't realize that when I was doing it. I did want to keep my voltages and my amperage low because that means you can use more, less expensive equipment like charge controllers and stuff. Mm-hmm. But if you get them big old panels, you have more trouble keeping your tolerances figured out. So anyway, this is running. So this should be our power until
couple days.
Until we get the whole solar system set up. In theory, it will take 1 day to get this set up. That's if I have everything. That's where we always run into problems with setting up your own solar system and setting up any plumbing, any electrical, is you don't have everything you need all the time. So
I'm town runner.
Yeah, if we can get stuff in town. And then the problem is you don't know what you're getting sometimes. So it's like hard for the whole setup. I mean, this solar shed took us months to get set up to this full integrity because you need fuses and you need bus bars and you need this and you need couplers or terminals and stuff. So anyway, so let's see how much power we're getting out of this again. It says only 475 watts. The sun's not directly in front of the panels right now. And our angles probably aren't perfect, but so we're only drawing 35 watts in the cabin, which is just minimal stuff, you know, like light, maybe a couple lights are on or something. But that's why this small solar works for us. That's why you guys can get away with small solar if you want. We're only upgrading because we had an opportunity to, and that's kind of why I set this whole system up, was so it would take care of us until hopefully this opportunity came along, and it did.
And he said the stuff's actually like extremely affordable now too, so he'll talk about that through the video, guys.
Yeah.
Also,
this new setup we are setting up has triple the capacity and all, like 3 times as much power output and 3 times as much storage, and it's simpler to set up, supposedly. I haven't done it yet, but and it costs about the same as our system here. So that's how much the prices have come down. They've come down like 60%.
And that's just in 4 years. So imagine in another 4 years, it's going to be even more affordable. So that's like exciting.
Yep. So anyway, guys, let's get to gutting this stuff. I'm going to go unplug that array over there, so I don't have any solar PV array coming into the solar shed, and then I can turn all the power off and get rolling.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wish me luck, guys. Alright guys, time to dive in. I have no PV voltage coming into the solar shed. Both of the charge controllers are still on, but that's because they have battery power. So you always unhook the PV first, the solar arrays first, and then the batteries. So I'll just hit these 2 little breakers that go to my charge controllers, and then I can take those out. It shouldn't be too bad. Here's these 12-volt heater pads, guys, that I put underneath the batteries. I never really used them. Believe it or not, the last year or two, like, the winters have been cold, but not terribly, terribly cold, so... I'm going to use one of these on the water heater. And I can have like an emergency warm up the water heater kind of thing. Because right now we're putting a light bulb underneath it, and that works. In the winter, not in the winter, but like in the cold fall and spring. So instead of winterizing it, maybe I can just kick one of those on for a little bit. So anyway, let's finish tearing this down. All right, everybody. Clean slate. We got our 12-volt battery for our lights, or for our water pump, I mean. And then we have our transfer switch sitting down here next to it. All that's pulled out of the way for now. I'm going to use this 1.5 inch thick foam board. I'm gonna figure out a way to cover the sides and the back and the ceiling. And then we're gonna put concrete board in there too. So stick with me here. I'll try to get that done today, and then we'll try to do the install probably tomorrow. I don't know what time it is. Probably everything takes twice as long as you thought.
I'm just gonna stay in there the rest of the day, huh? Such a good puppy.
All right, guys, all the equipment's out, and now we are fully foamed. We have 1.5 inch foam board all the way around the solar shed. Is that a happy lady over there?
Thanks for working hard.
So anyway, guys, I got solid foam board on the bottom, back. I cut the angles here, so that's good. On the sides, it's not perfect. This is where our solar's coming through. As you guys know, we kind of wing it around here, and this building is no exception. It's actually the definition of winging it. There's like no framing. It's like 4 corner posts, and then a couple of random rafters, and then live edge sidings holding it all together. So grab it. I'm gonna go all the way to the back concrete wall.
To the back concrete wall?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, need one one more. All right, guys, I'm pooped, and it's dinner time. It's like 6 or 6:30 or something. I tried to get all this concrete done, but I'm like 2 pieces short, so I'll do that in the morning, and then we'll get the electronic stuff started, get the batteries in here and the all-in-one system. So check out what we got done today. Got everything stripped out, concrete board everywhere. Need 2 corner pieces or side pieces, and this one strip here, and that one little intricate piece right there. So we're gonna throw our transfer switch box, our battery, and our power station all in here for the night. And run off of that, and we'll get her more done tomorrow. So, all right.